Record-breaking cold on the way to Central Florida.
And we are getting you prepared ahead of the Arctic blast.
I'm timing out those feels-like temperatures hour by hour with Futurecast.
Plus, ways to protect your home before the winter weather sets in.
Next on WESH 2 News at 11.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
Now at 11, we are following multiple breaking stories, 3 separate scenes, all of them unfolding in Orange County.
A house fire leading to a brief standoff in Orlo Vista, a gas leak forcing evacuations in Apopka, and a woman shot in a neighborhood in Union Park. That's where we start tonight with WESH 2's Gail Pascal Brown, who's live at that scene.
All right, Gail, what's going on out there?
Well, the Orange County Sheriff's Office tells us that a woman was shot. She was taken to a local hospital where she has life-threatening injuries. And as you can see, this is still an active scene. Orange County Fire Rescue is on the scene. Plenty of sheriff's deputies, cruisers, as well as the Orange County Sheriff's helicopter, which has been circling and actually searching here in Union Park. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says a woman was shot and taken to the hospital with serious life-threatening injuries. Now, Orange County Sheriff's deputies responded to the 2800 block of Ain Road around 7:30 this evening. Neighbors tell us the house is about 6 houses down. When deputies got on the scene, that's when they found that woman who had been shot. She was taken to the hospital. No names have been released at this time, and we don't have any details about any shooter. I just spoke with one of the neighbors who told me that they did hear the shots and actually saw a SWAT team go down this way. But for now, this is all that the Orange County Sheriff's Office can tell us as far as information is concerned. They say this is still an active investigation. When we find out more, we will let you know more. Live in Orange County, I'm Gail Pascal Brown, WESH 2 News.
That's that house fire in Orlo Vista. The flames are out. Nobody was hurt, but it's what happened after that drew a lot of deputies to that scene.
This is all unfolding on Treasure Island Court near Old Winter Garden in South Hiawassee Road. That's where we find WESH 2's Haley Crumble home tonight. And Haley, this all started around 7 o'clock tonight.
That's right. Just up until about an hour ago, this road here, like you said, off of Old Winter Garden was lined with fire engines. But we were able to find out and confirm that what started as a fire call ended with deputies surrounding a car with a man locked inside. Now, you can still see there are a number of deputies still out here tonight. Now, we were able to speak with neighbors who shared with us photos of flames actively coming from a home in this neighborhood. But by the time we got here, the fire was out. The street was lined with both ambulances and deputies. Now, you could see deputies surrounding a car, seeming to try to speak to someone inside. Now, Orange County Fire Rescue's part here, they told us a caller reported there was a fire in a bedroom, and their crews were able to get it out, and no one had to be taken to the hospital. One neighbor told us she was out here when this was all happening, and she was worried that fire was going to spread.
When we actually saw the flames, it was rather astounding. It was, we've heard that it was in a garage, so the fact that it looked like the whole backyard was on fire was a little disconcerting.
Now, when we got here, we did see deputies surrounding that car, talking to someone inside for some length of time. Then eventually we did see someone come out on a stretcher. The sheriff's office said that that man is being taken for evaluation. And as far as the fire goes, they said that right now the state fire marshal is investigating the cause. Covering Orange County Live, Haley Crumble home, WESH 2 News.
In Apopka, the all clear has now been given after a gas leak. Multiple roads were closed and businesses were evacuated around 5th Street between Park and Central Avenue. Police say the leak has now been repaired and there are no further concerns.
And turning to our weather, take a good look at our current temperatures because right now is about as warm as it'll be for the next few days. Temperatures are going to plunge into near historic territory down into the teens, possibly in some areas.
Yeah, one of the biggest reasons why is the wind. All of Central Florida will be impacted as we will be under a rare extreme cold warning this weekend. First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi joining us now. Tony, that's why we'll have a severe weather warning day a few days in a row.
Yeah, Sunday and Monday, the combination of that cold weather and that wind that was behind
Ryan Summers. The reason why we are giving us 2 consecutive mornings, Sunday and Monday, with temperatures that'll be in the teens and 20s with feels-like values in the single digits and teens. Area-wide, including the barrier isles here, we do have freeze warnings in play. You can see them from Palm Coast down towards Barefoot Bay to Claremont to Bitlow up towards the villages. Here comes the front in the morning. Notice the wind really picking up now from about noon through about 7. That's going to transport some moisture off of the Gulf, and as early as 5:30, that could be cold enough that we could be looking at a couple of flurries and or mixed with some showers. But the big story going forward is not so much the snow flurries, if they indeed happen, but the wind and the rapidly dropping temperatures now as we get into Saturday night and Sunday morning. Storm system pulls away. Still looking at the chance for 1 or 2 stray flurries there as we're waking up Sunday morning along the West Coast. But look at these temperatures now. Sunday morning, 19 Ocala, 24 Sanford, 24 in Melbourne. You take a look at the feels-like temperatures, 7 a.m. Monday, teens there, and low 20s. Now, the timeline here is very important. Tomorrow morning, few showers, temperatures in the 50s. From 1 to 9, yellow impact for the wind and the dropping temperatures. And then you can see the severe weather warning, freezing temperatures as early as 9 p.m. in the evening. I'll take you county by county for those freeze duration maps straight ahead.
And with the freezing temperatures, people are prepping their homes to protect their pipes, pools, and plants. This big chill could lead to some costly damage. A lot of people are wondering how the old water pipes that run through a lot of attics will hold up. We spoke to some homeowners who aren't taking any chances, covering everything that's exposed and dripping pipes, and even turning off the water heater breaker. Chris Shade with A.A. Allen Plumbing says new pipes and old copper pipes should have no problem in the cold at the temps and duration we're expecting. He says CPVC pipes could be an issue, but really only the northernmost parts of our region that will see colder temperatures for longer.
Because you got to think, it's going to get cold. That up there, it's colder longer. They're going to get that colder faster than we are. Unlike Central Florida, it's not going to get as bad as up north, like Ocala, Tallahassee, those areas. Don't be freaking out about small things. If you're really concerned about it, turn off your whole house, drain everything down, and relax. It's just not worth getting all upset about it.
As far as pools and saunas, run the pump continuously or turn it off and kill the power. Pool guys we spoke to say if you leave it off for a few days this time of year, you'll be fine. And if you have automatic sprinklers that run on a timer, turn them off as well.
Road rangers are watching for a potential danger that we rarely see here in Florida. Ice on the roads. FDOT says a road ranger spotted ice along I-4 in Sanford Wednesday morning. So they blocked off 2 lanes to remove the ice. FDOT says they have brine, which is a salty liquid that they can spray on the road that keeps ice from sticking. Now, the state says it has 14 brine rigs and 7 trucks here in Central Florida to spread out if needed.
Firefighters in Volusia County are warning everyone about the dangers that come with cranking up the heat. They say cold snaps bring a spike in fires and carbon monoxide calls.
So you need to check your carbon monoxide detector batteries right now and make sure that you are using a space heater properly. Kyle Taylor with the Orange City Fire Department lists some of the most common issues.
Typically what we find in the investigation is, they haven't been serviced throughout the year because they haven't been used, or sometimes with the space heaters, just lack of care as far as, where they're stored, what they're placed on, how they're plugged in. Your sheets on the bed, blankets, draping over, laying on the heater, as well as plugging them in, right? So we don't want to plug them in to where there's a lot of wires and connections where it could overheat that source.
He says you should never use a second-hand space heater. Buy them brand new. Turn it off and unplug when you go to sleep or leave the room. Another concern is carbon monoxide poisoning, so if you need help switching out your detector batteries, you can always call your local fire department for help.
It's also taking a lot of preparation to protect things like plants and even horses.
That's right. WESH News' Haley Krummelholm spent time tonight at a botanical garden and stable getting ready for the cold.
And we will, of course, have live weather coverage this weekend, bringing you your most accurate forecast as the temperatures drop. And our coverage doesn't stop when we're not on TV. Download the free WESH 2 app for short how-to videos to protect your home.
And so ahead, a shakeup at Disney could be happening sooner than expected.
Why Bob Iger could be out as CEO before the end of this year.
Plus, how's the big drop in temps going to affect the biggest drops at the parks?
We don't just send the coaster. Everyone thinks we push the buttons and there it goes. There's a lot to it.
What's being done to keep the chill from impacting the thrill?
But first, the big chill puts the freeze on a critical test for the next mission to the moon.
Oh, it puts too much stresses on the systems.
When NASA will now try to pull it off and get the countdown clock ticking.
He went for a handshake and wound up in cuffs.
You got a warrant.
WESH 2 investigates.
I'm innocent, man. I didn't do this.
Nabbed for an Orlando crime he didn't commit.
My dad didn't do anything. He was at work that time.
An airtight alibi, not enough for police. But what investigative reporter Justin Shecker uncovers is undeniable.
The truth is the truth, you know. I appreciate everything WESH 2 News has done.
WESH 2 investigates. Tuesday at 6 on WESH 2 News.
This First Morning Weather Update is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
Bob Iger may be exiting Disney before his CEO contract expires at the end of the year. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal says that he has now told associates he's ready to move on from the grind of being CEO. They add he was frustrated by conflicts over Jimmy Kimmel's suspension over comments made about Charlie Kirk's killer. The board of directors is expected to meet next week to vote on the next CEO. The board has previously said it expects to name Iger's successor early this year. Meanwhile, nonprofits and churches across Central Florida are getting ready to help people stay safe during this cold. Founder of Matthew's Hope, Scott Billou, and his team are rolling up their sleeves and rolling out cots to serve dozens of homeless from Orange to Brevard counties. If shelters fill up, they have buses equipped with heaters, mattresses, and privacy curtains to house up to 20 people.
That were not intended for this particular type of use. However, it's really good that they're parked right out back and I can use that if necessary.
The Osceola County Emergency Management Team is laying out beds at Kissimmee First Church of the Nazarene. They partner with the Salvation Army and other nonprofits to make sure shelters are equipped with volunteers, clothing, bedding, and food. The Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida is also opening an emergency shelter with showers and food.
The cold weather is forcing NASA to delay a critical test for Artemis 2. The wet dress rehearsal is now Monday at the earliest, eliminating the original target launch date of February 6th and the day after. That means there's now only 3 days open in February when Artemis 2 could launch. While teams and preparations at the launch pad are ready, the weather conditions will likely violate launch conditions. It can't be below 41 degrees for 30 consecutive minutes. Any ice buildup can damage insulation or sensors. During wet dress rehearsal, engineers fuel the rocket with 700,000 gallons of cryogenic propellants and then run a complete countdown before stopping and unloading. Liquid hydrogen and oxygen are super cooled, but mixed with the cold air outside, it can weaken the rocket's structure. The rehearsal needs to go flawlessly for a February launch. If not, they might have to roll the rocket back for repairs.
Now we have another thing coming into the mix with Crew 12 being moved up to February 11th. That's the same day as the last day of the launch window here. So now they're going to have to juggle the two launches and decide, which way to go. Both are important missions.
Crew 12's launch date was originally February 15th, but it was moved up to get the crew to the ISS faster since Crew 11 left early because of a medical emergency. Meanwhile, today was the last day to enjoy Playa Linda Beach before it closes, not because of the weather, but because of the Artemis 2 launch. The entire district of the Canaveral National Seashore will remain closed until a successful launch. And of course, WESH 2 will be there covering Artemis 2 every step of the way. Head on over to WESH.com for the very latest mission updates as we return to the moon. And believe it or not, the cold can impact the rides at our theme parks.
While the parks prep for extreme heat, rain and storms, of course, freezing temperatures certainly are not the normal. The temperatures need to reach a certain degree for the coasters to roll.
We don't just send the coaster. Everyone thinks we push the buttons and there it goes. There's a lot to it. We do our system checks in the morning, which we will start. And then once we hit 40 degrees and just a little bit over, we can start cycling the trains.
It'll be a cold ride. If you are worried about potential ride delays, ride operators say don't let that stop you from enjoying a trip to our parks. There are indoor rides and shows, restaurants and events like the Seven Seas Food Festival at SeaWorld, which started today. And the concerts will go on no matter how low the temperatures go.
You're going to bring your boots for the fur, and I'm going to welcome everyone to my house. And 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Flow Rider will be here.
He's ready. Vassar Water Parks Aquatica is closed through at least Sunday. Volcano Bay is closed tomorrow and Sunday, and Typhoon Lagoon is closed through Tuesday.
I think that's some good advice, though. Boots with the fur, because it's going to be very chilly outside.
He's a Flo Rida fan, too. Apparently you are, too. Hey, let me take you guys back outside. Here's what's going on. We've got a big storm system that's going to be cranking on up, and you see all that purple? That is going to be drawn southward on the backside of that storm system, and that's why we are going to get cold. Here's the storm right now, just beginning to move through Georgia. Once it gets offshore, there's a little upper level disturbance that's going to kind of begin to turn it just a little bit and crank it on up, and then that's going to pull down that cold air, and a whole lot of wind will be headed our way. Look at the shield now. Some showers developing there over the heart of the Gulf. That's going to build in, we think, during the morning hours. We can see the 20 and 10% chance for a couple of showers here. But the bigger developing story is going to be the wind. Temperatures tomorrow morning, 43 up north, around 50 in the metro areas. You can see the rain ahead of the front there as we get you into 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Notice the arrows now beginning to turn behind that front. But here's the important key. Notice how these winds really pick up now as we get you on in the mid-afternoon, 35 to 45 miles an hour. By 6 o'clock, cold enough potentially for a few flakes and or mixed in raindrops there along 75 and west. As that storm system cranks up, you're going to see a little shield of snow. Try to make an approach there around midnight towards Flagler and Volusia County. I'm in the camp where I think it's going to stay offshore. We'll watch the trends, but notice the wind, even at midnight. That's why the wind chills are going to be in the single digits and teens. 6 o'clock, you can see the snow over towards the Gulf Loop there, just to the east of Daytona Beach and New Smyrna Beach. Still the chance for a few flurries here through 6, 7 o'clock in the morning along the western side of the peninsula. Out the door at 7 o'clock, single digit and teens, feels like temperatures. So any snow, 1% or lower, western side of the peninsula. We're going to keep this likely north now of Flagler County. But the bigger story, the most important story, is the dangerous cold temperatures. 19 in Ocala, 22 in DeLand, 24 in Claremont, and 24 even down in Palm Bay. Now, 10 p.m. Saturday night, you thinking about going out with some loved ones? Well, if so, you are a hardy one. Look at these 10 p.m. temperatures, feels like temperatures, teens and low 20s. We get you to 2 a.m. 12, 13, 14, 15 degrees, feeling like that in downtown. Single digits now, 7 a.m. Sunday morning. Freeze duration, Marion County, anywhere from 12 to 14 hours. Same can be said there for Lake and Sumter counties. Let's head east to Volusia County, up and down I-95. Freeze duration anywhere from about 9 to 10 hours in Brevard County, all the way up to 12, even 14 hours up towards Bimini with temperatures in the 20s. And then through the I-4 corridor, Seminole and Orange, 24 degrees here, an 11 to 12 hour freeze duration. That also lines up with Apopka, Bithlo, Wedgefield, Bay Lake, and Orlando, a 10 to 12 hour freeze duration. It's been a long time since that's happened. 7-day forecast. Impact for the wind on Saturday. Severe weather warning days Sunday and Monday because of the dangerous cold, and then we begin to moderate there by the middle of next week.
The Magic have been pressing that reset button, trying to get to the All-Star break for a good little calm down and try to get things together.
Yeah, so finally back at home after that 4-game losing skid. Finally seem to be kind of putting things together, which is what we want to see.
Exactly. I don't want to jinx anything, but this is the Magic's first win streak in over 2 weeks. They were really firing on all cylinders, especially in that fourth quarter. Now coming up, they don't call him DB3 for nothing. How Desmond Bane's big night powered the Magic to a 10-point win.
Now, WESH 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Call it progress, call it growth, but definitely call it a win. After snapping a 4-game losing skid Wednesday, the Magic knew winning one game wouldn't mean anything without carrying over the positives into tonight's matchup against Toronto. And for the second straight game, we saw Orlando locking in down the stretch. Now, tomorrow's going to be a difficult one out on the course in terms of weather. The tournament did make a change to accommodate, reducing the field to 60 for that final round. That's it for sports. More news after the break.
Central Florida's most trusted live radar is only on WESH 2 First Warning Weather.
I'm Cam. And I'm Megan. Monday on Sunrise, we'll be waking up to brutally chilly temperatures.
How our local school buses are gearing up to get on the road in the cold.
And how long before things finally warm up Monday morning.
time, we show you videos from across the country of deer busting through windows into homes, businesses, you name it.
Now comes a case from right here in Orange County.
Oh, I know, little buddy. Hey. Hey. You're okay.
Oh, the calming voice. Deputies responded to a home last week after a deer crashed right through a home's living room window, then got stuck in the kitchen. Deer were struggling to stand on that tile, so deputies helped calm them down.
Easy. Hey. Hey. You're good. You're okay. You're good.
Deputies eventually got her out the back door and back into the woods safely.
Happy ending. Normally it's a gator or something, so at least this time.
It was pretty angry there, though.
Yeah, I prefer the deer, I think, though.
Yeah.
So.
I think everybody's in that camp with you there. Hey, let's take a look now at your updated coastal 7-day forecast. A lot of wind, impact weather there for that on Saturday. Gusts could exceed 40 miles an hour. Tropical storm force there, although we're far from tropical. And then when we get you into Sunday and Monday morning, look at those temperatures. Even at the beaches, they're going to be running 23 to about 26 degrees Sunday morning. And then Monday, 25 to about 28. Wind chills in the morning, still in the teens and lower 20s. 32 is going to feel pretty darn good by Tuesday morning along the coast. Nearing 70 by Wednesday. Here comes our next cold front. We do need the rain, quick shot of rain. We'll cool down just a little bit. It's not going to be the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field on Friday, though.
Where are we right now?
Yeah. We put a bowl out for Florida. Still no response.
It's a lot going on. Tony, you'll be here this weekend tracking those cold temperatures. You can also track the cold temperatures for yourself on our website, WESH.com.
Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Try to stay warm.